welcome to 5-Star Baking and Cooking Classes. I am Crystal, your host and your teacher, and we are going to be going to Ireland, and we're going to have Dublin coulis, okay? It's a really good, I would say like a stew. And we're going to make it a little bit different than we normally would, but I'll go through all the steps with everyone on how you can do it two different ways, okay? So we have here our potatoes, our onions, garlic, our parsley and thyme, leeks, bay leaves, bacon, and sausage. Okay, now before we started class, I actually went and fried up the bacon. You want to fry the bacon so that it is crispy but not too crispy, okay? So once you fry up your bacon, you're going to take it, put it on a paper towel, and cut it in half, and then you'll be good, all right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to move over here to the stove, and we are going to be frying up, well, I'm not going to say frying up, but browning some sausages, okay? For the sausage, you want to put it in and add a little bit of the bacon grease that I just got from doing the bacon. And that way it adds a nice little crispy, you know, little brownness. You want it to get done on both sides, but you don't want it to be overly done, okay? Let's see here. Now with this, we're just want to continue to cook it. For it to brown on both sides, it's probably going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. Once this browns, we are going to take it off and then cut it in half, okay? Excuse me. And then from there, if we were doing this in a casserole pot, we would go ahead, we would brown the sausage, take those off, cut them in half, and then from there we would layer our, you know, our leeks and our bacon and just all the different items, season it with some pepper, then put another layer over top, and then put our potatoes and then our chicken stock, okay? But guess where we're going to go tonight? Let's see. We're here in 5-Star Baking and Cooking Classes. Now, we've had one, what would you call it? One camaraderie time. So, but tonight, I'm going to need you in the kitchen because this is actually going to go very quick. The next time, I don't need to do another video, so we're just going to do it all in one, and then as usual, I'm going to go ahead, take a picture, and you're going to see the end result. There's also another video that's coming behind this that actually is your Irish soda bread, and that's something that you normally will eat when it comes to this type of stew, okay? Also with this, it would go into an oven, but we're going to do it in a crock pot. Now, when it comes to 5-Star Baking and Cooking Classes, there are always little adjustments that I work on. You know, these different ideas come to my head to either make it effective and efficient. So I'm going to be doing some adjustments, but as always, it's going to be a really good improvement. There's going to be days where, you know, we just focus on like the crock pot, you know, something that's quick, simple, or that you can put in and continue about your way and then just go, you know, about your day and come home and have something ready. Okay. I don't know, I'm taking, my son's looking at something, so I stopped to look at whatever he was looking at. Is it okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
It's just my job.
Yeah, you know, so Malachi is the cameraman because my camera woman is going to be leaving in a few months out of the country for a while, so I will miss her. So I eventually had to get my son to do my videos now. Okay, so while this is cooking, we're just going to go over, you know, I just was thinking about a couple different things. And when it comes to the changes, I like to be able to talk in the kitchen, as always, with people, with my children. And so I said, you know, we're now in February 2019. I know I keep saying 2019, but we're in 2019 and we're in February. I cannot believe how fast this is going. So with that, I hope everyone has been able to take some time to focus on what they call New Year's resolutions, or, you know, your New Year's goals, because I know I've been really focusing on it a lot. And just a little bit about 5-Star Baking and Cooking classes. I have been cooking and baking probably for about 25 years. So I've been baking and cooking for a long time. And I've been teaching people how to cook and bake for a long time. So with that and all the different changes that are going on when it comes to, you know, social media, and putting yourself out there, a lot has changed. So it's always an adjustment. And with that, I just want to say to people, if you're in 2019, if you have a dream that you want to go after, and you are hesitant about going after your dream, you know, really sit back and think about it, and see when it comes to your dream. Just know that it's your dream. It's your dream, it's your path, and maybe that's not meant for someone else. You know, that isn't meant for someone else. You know, you take your own steps in your own path. So when it comes to it being the year 2019 and you having goals and dreams, I say go for it. Sometimes we have these dreams and we're like, you don't know if it's going to work out. You're not really sure. But I always say it's better you try it and know that at least you tried it than if you didn't try it, then you'll never know. You'll always have that big it's only two letters, IF. You'll walk around with that IF, that big if. And I always say to people, you know, when it comes to what you want to do, think about, even if it's not immediate, you know, and you know that it's going to take some time, go with the plan. You know, go with the plan. Sit down and think about, like, how can you get to where you want to go? How can you achieve it? And sometimes you're not always going to get that rah. Sometimes you're going to have to be your own cheerleader. At least until you get into a position to where, you know, you have that type of support. I always say, you know, fear is always a big factor. And when it comes to fear, don't let fear hold you back from doing what you want to do. Don't let fear hold you back, because at the end of the day, it's only going to be you who has to answer you. You know, I always tell, you know, my group that I talk to, which I haven't spoken to in a while, you know, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and you have to say, you know, what is it what is it I want to do? You can't be afraid of, is it, are people going to like me? Are people not going to like me? Is my dream far out? Is it too stupid? Just anything that sometimes, and I've had to deal with this too, is, you know, like with their mind, you know, it's like two different things that you have to actually sit back, and instead of going on autopilot, you just have to take the time and really sit down and think about it, you know, because if you go and you just continue to think about it and not taking steps, that's a little bit different than thinking about it and taking steps. And so I encourage all of you to take those steps. I'm just going to turn this down for a little. You want it to get brown on the sausages, but you don't want it to get overly done very quickly, where it's done on the outside and not on the inside. And so that's when you want to kind of turn down your heat, okay? But I've always, you know, in the group that I speak, you know, speak to, or we conversate back and forth on things, sometimes you just gotta put yourself out there and know that you're doing the best that you can, and know that you're putting the one foot in front of the other. And even if you get knocked down, it's not about you getting knocked down, because being knocked down can be frustrating. It's about you then getting back up. Or even if you take 2 steps forward and you have to take 1 step back, then just look at that step that you had to take back. Look at it and say, well, you know what? Okay, so I got knocked down, I got back up, I took 2 steps, and then I went and I took 1 step back. But if I took 1 step back, what was that 1 step for? You know, and try and change your perspective on maybe that situation or that step. Because, you know, when you take that time and you're like, okay, you could actually come back and, you know, and get up, and you're taking 3, 4, 5, and 6 steps just because of that 1 step that you wind up falling behind. So, you know, it's just something that I say to different people that I speak with when it comes to that. You know, just do what makes you happy is a big thing. Do what makes you happy, but also look at it as in, do what makes you happy, but know that when you're blessed, then you can be a blessing to others. So I always say, you know, like, when you rise, then there are people who will rise with you, and then there's going to be people who aren't going to rise with you. But that's not the point. The point is, when you rise, then you're able to better help maybe the next person. When you rise and you're a blessing, then maybe you can take, you know, you can take your hand and you can hold it out and you can go and help your brethren that you may have not been able to help because you hadn't risen. So, and that's why I say, if you have talents, if you have skills, and, you know, you're doubting yourself, you don't know that your talents and skills could be a blessing, not only for you, but could be a blessing to somebody else. And so if you don't go and follow your talents and skills that you were given, then you don't know what blessing that you could be with someone else. And you don't know how you can help them. So basically what I say is, if you're not following your dream, if you're not following your passion, not only are you slighting yourself, but you're slighting everybody else that could benefit from you following your dream, following your passions, you know, because when you have that burning desire, it permeates everything. Like, it just permeates everything. Like, everything could be coming at you from 50 million different ways, but when you have it here, like when you have it here, there's nothing that can ever stop you. And I gotta say, not only is it nothing that can ever stop you, but I always gotta give credit. I always gotta give credit to the higher, because without that, you know, without that first and foremost and that purpose, you know, you're not gonna, you know, you'll start looking at things in a light that is only beneficial for you. And you don't want to, when you hold your talent, when you hold your skills, and you don't go and follow what you're supposed to do, what you desire to do, you're actually being selfish. Not only are you being selfish to yourself, but you're being selfish towards everyone else, because you're given a gift and a talent and a skill, but you know, you gotta take the time, and it's just baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Sometimes it takes a long time. I mean, like I said, cooking and baking and teaching, I have been doing that for many, many years. Many, many years. And people who know me in my life can tell you, I have been knocked down. Like, I have been knocked down. So, I mean, I've been down. People who know me, I've been knocked down. But the people who know me also know that I don't stay down. I don't stay down. You know, it's a lesson learned. I look at it, I see what I learned from it, and then how to do better. So that's just a little something in, you know, Crystal's cooking class. Crystal's cooking class, you know. Crystal's cooking class that, you know. You know, some little talk, you know, some talk. Like I said, you can't be in the kitchen being fed the food, which is for your spirit and your soul, but you know, here and here, you know, especially here. So, you know, food is to maintain your body, your mind, your spirit, your energy, you know. So you can't be in the kitchen without that. without a little bit of talk. I mean, like I said, normally y'all wouldn't be here with me for, you know, these 10 or 15 minutes, but we're going to do this video all in one shot. I got enough storage on my video, on my phone, on my video storage. I got enough, so we're able to do it. We're going to knock it out. Yep, see, this is what you want. You want them nice and, woo, yeah, that's what you want. Okay, so we're going to take them out and put them on a plate. There we go. Now what we're going to need to do, or we are going to do the onions. Alright. Now these onions, which is nice, we're going to cook them until they are soft, which should be probably about 5 minutes. You know, you shouldn't need to add any more grease to it, it should have the grease already in there from not only your bacon grease, but your sausage. So now it's just about going around and getting it nice and soft. Which I love when, you know, I love the smell of cooked onions. It's so delicious. Like, I'll be like, I just all of it. Food in general. Food in general. It's all delicious, except there are some dishes that I will make on request, but I normally would not make. If they're not requested, I'm not making them. And it's funny because some of my kids, I'm going, oh, I'll make this, and it could be like a Swedish dish, or it could be a dish from Germany or Italy. And see, a lot of times, or over there in like Asia, a lot of times they use different types of meats. And so, you know, I'm like, I'll go, oh, well, you know, I'll make something with like frog's legs or something. Now, my daughter, she did have frog's legs when she was over there in France. But they're like, what? No. We're not going to do that. So I'm like, okay, no problem. We won't do that. Okay, so our onions are nice and done. Okay. And now what we're going to do, believe it or not, which is a little bit different, what we would do is we would then layer this in a casserole dish. So in a casserole dish that we would put on the stove, we would layer your onions, your leeks, and your bacon. But we're not going to do it that way because we are going to make it in a crock pot, okay? So we are going to let that cook for a moment. We're going to cut these sausages. Oops. I done dropped the sausage, but nice. And when it comes to sausages, you can get any kind of sausage that you like, that your family likes. I know they have a lot of flavored sausages. A sausage that have green peppers and onions already in them. You can get that if you'd like. Okay, so I'm now going to turn my, there we go. Excuse me. I am going to take my bacon and my leeks and bay leaves. Okay. And I'm going to do some pepper here. Oh, my hands are so greasy right now. My fingers. Oh, there we go. I feel like I was struggling there. Struggling. Okay. And then I'm going to pour the onion. Make sure that's nicely covered. I'm gonna put some garlic. parsley and thyme. I'm going to put the sausage. We're going to put in the potatoes. And last but not least, oh, you know what? Hold on. We were going to put in chicken broth, but it needs to be heated a little bit more. Or what do I say? I say the super microwave quick method, okay? That's what we're going to do. We are going to, yeah, I have kitchen things, kitchen tools everywhere. Kitchen tools everywhere. This is a home that has some kitchen tools. Okay, we're going to remember what I said about the microwave. We're going to do it extra, extra hot. Because when you add a liquid to your crock pot, you want it to be as hot as possible. Because the liquid is actually what's going to steam this, permeate the potatoes, and any other vegetables that are in here. Okay, so once we go ahead and we take the broth and we put it here on top, we're going to put a little bit more pepper, and then we are going to keep this going for about an hour. All right? Okay. But this is really, really, really good. Oh, and let me tell you, you can also add crushed pepper. Okay, so my cracked pepper, my hands are like really greasy right now, and I'm gonna add some pepper here. And I will tell you, I have, oh, my spices are, my pepper was somewhere. Ah, we're gonna go with this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Need more pepper?
Hmm?
Need more pepper?
Yeah, I had pepper, but I don't know what happened to it.
Wanna just, here, you can hold the camera. My hands aren't that.
Oh, Malachi, you got your little thing on.
Oh, I'll just do it like this.
That's too funny. Turn it all the way. Keep turning it.
Jeez.
Yeah, you got to turn the top part of it. You turn the top.
Ah.
Yeah. That is one thing about having your cracked pepper. Especially when it comes to a grinder like that one. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, look it.
That was tough.
Alrighty. So we are just going to take this. We're going to put it in. Okay. We are going to put this on for about an hour to an hour and a half. You can check your potatoes and occasionally stir also, just so that, you know, right now it's just to layer it. But in the process, you can take this and maybe in the next 30 minutes, you can stir it around just to get it to, you know, the steam and everything going. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.